name is Bernd
And my name is Leon Strauch, which is a nightmare to pronounce for non-German people. The book is called Enterprise Process Orchestration, a hands-on guide to people, strategy, and technology that will transform your business. And it's actually about exactly what it says. It's supposed to be a practical guide for organizations to really increase the footprint of automation inside of the companies to transform the businesses. So it's not about just one project or one use case, but how can you scale from 1 or 2 or 3 use cases to 1 or 2 or 300 use cases inside of your organization, and how to build the right teams, how to develop a vision, set up your technology, how to build solutions, and then how to measure the business impact of your initiatives, basically.
We want to get the things you should know in order to get process orchestration help you on an enterprise level. All you have to know in that book. That's kind of where we try to get through, and that has all these facets here just described.
And you mentioned all those conversations that we're having here, and those conversations with customers, with partners, but also with Camunda help to really shape the book to the state that it's in today. So it's basically an aggregation of all the different learnings that we had over the last years from all those great customer stories and their achievements. And the idea was to make it then accessible in a, as you said, compressed, aggregated format.
The one thing is that we're seeing a lot of change happening at the moment, especially technology-wise, but also business model-wise. There's so much change. AI is the most prominent example at the moment. And what we see on the other side, if you look in the organizations, we see a lot of struggle actually. They, bluntly speaking, a lot of organizations have no idea how their business processes are actually implemented. Or to say, rephrase it, they have no idea why it works or how it works. And that means they also have no idea how to change it. And then the only reflex is very often to do these kind of point solutions. I buy some tool here, I try to automate some data engine with RPA here, and then you get all these kind of things. And it actually makes the whole architecture even more brittle and harder to change, to get more technical depth and so on and so forth. And with process orchestration, you extract processes and separate that from the basic building bricks you need for that, if you do that properly. And that's a basis to actually understand what you're doing, or how you're doing. And that's a basis to change in anything. And if we know something, then change is kind of a constant thing and accelerating. And I find that so important. And we see a lot of validation with customers that if they do that right, how far it gets done. So that's only possible if you have a good basis. And that's why process orchestration is so important, but it is a strategic play. It's kind of an enterprise journey. It's not just, I do one project and I'm done, but I need to get there. And that's what we describe in the book. That's the enterprise part of it. And there I see the organization still maturity-wise in a very early stage, a lot of them. Some not, but a lot of them. So that's where they need help to get to that basis to be able to transform it.
We saw the Gartner presentation yesterday where Arthur Villa spoke about the history of process automation, basically, and he mentioned also those big PPM monoliths from the 2000s era, largely centralized and really heavy and inflexible, if you will. But then we saw a shift in the decade to come towards more, I would say, decentralized, autonomous teams where basically every team has built their own stack and stuff, so to speak. And now we see the opportunity to centralize the right things in a composable platform. So you get the benefits from a monolith in the sense that you get economy of scale and centralization, but do it in a way that's compliant and aligned with state-of-the-art software development paradigm. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the right things centralized, which accelerates then the autonomous, decentralized delivery teams. And that's how you can scale and reach those enterprise process orchestration state. Bernd is referring to that.